News 1226 on Facebook for the latest up-to-date coverage near you.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 First at 5.
Yo, he running!
Coming up, a controversial fight on Broad Street in downtown Augusta. We asked, why wasn't the driver taken to jail? But first, you may have heard a few rumbles of thunder in the last hour or so, and there has been a lot of activity on radar. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Riley Hale, to see what we can expect for the rest of the afternoon.
Well, Meredith, it has been a very busy afternoon for Doppler Max radar. Here's a look at some ominous skies over Evans, and they are getting absolutely lit up. Very heavy rainfall currently over Evans down to Martinez, and just outside of that, where we are tracking that very strong thunderstorm, we actually do have a flood advisory in effect for portions of East Augusta. This also does include portions of areas along the Savannah River in South Carolina, like Beach Island, Jackson, and Aiken County. This is going to stay in effect until 5:45 p.m., so we still got a good 45 minutes left on this area highlighted in green has seen 1 to 2 inches of rainfall already. An additional 1 to 2 could be possible, so minor flooding definitely anticipated in that area. But here's a look over Evans. You can see torrential rain right now, and actually let's go back to this. There we go. This is actually producing some torrential rain right now over Evans. This is really blossoming up as all these storms continue just to advance south to north. So if you live in Edgefield County, right in Peach Country up towards Saluda County, you're seeing some very heavy rain as well. And this is going to be our pattern for several days in a row. Our Bermuda high is just continually bringing us low-level moisture that makes it very easy for the sun to heat that up and produce these scattered on and off showers and storms. So if you are going to be stepping out the next several hours, we are expecting scattered storms to continue at least through sunset. Not until around midnight we start to see that rain activity diminish in nature and turn more isolated as we head towards early tomorrow morning. But the rain will be heavy at times. We already have 1 flood advisory in effect, 2 inches per hour, possibly with rain rates, so definitely enough to cause issues in those flood-prone areas. But after midnight, rain chances do look less for us. Unfortunately, though, Tuesday is looking very similar. We'll have much more on that forecast coming up in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. Now back to that controversial crash on Broad Street. It happened early Saturday morning. Tonight, we're learning a woman named Paola Quesada Elizondo was driving the white Jeep in that initial crash. Well, that's when we're told the passenger and the owner of the Jeep, Anthony Holcomb, jumped in the driver's seat and sped off, hitting several more cars. Tonight, he is charged with DUI, leaving the scene of an accident, and driving too fast for conditions. Paola is charged with making an improper turn and driving without a license. We're also learning the driver of one of the other vehicles, one of the ones that was hit, that driver also charged with making an improper turn. This incident still raising so many questions. Our Sydney Heiberger is breaking down why Holcomb was not taken to jail.
Well, people on the scene have been asking us on social media if that driver was somehow related to a deputy on the scene, and maybe that is why he wasn't taken into custody. But we did ask the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. They say the driver is not related to any deputies and has no connection to any of the responding deputies on the scene. They say he wasn't taken into jail because of medical concerns, but we also learned deputies never took him to the hospital. Sources tell us the Richmond County Jail does not accept people who were involved in an accident where the airbags deployed due to liability concerns. They say Anthony will still need to go to court and pay a bond, but people involved in the incident tell us that is not good enough for them.
I was done dirty. I'm a college student. I have to get to work. I don't have a way to get to work. I make music and I have to perform at shows. I don't have a way to go to these shows anymore. I have so much to set me back, and I want something done, and I want it done fast.
Deputies say they drove Anthony away from the scene for his safety because they say people were coming up to confront him. Witnesses say people in the scene were pretty heated, but they don't believe that his safety was ever in jeopardy. Reporting in downtown Augusta, Sydney Heiberger on your side.
Thanks for that, Sydney. An Augusta woman has been charged after investigators found her mother's remains in a shallow grave in their backyard. 43-year-old Melissa Lockhart lived with her mother at the home off Tobacco Road. Tonight, she is charged with concealing her mom's death. According to arrest records, she also faces some other charges, including a probation violation. Richmond County deputies say they found the remains after being called to the home for a suspicious situation. They found Melissa with injuries, including a broken knee and a recently dug grave. Melissa told them her mother, 67-year-old Miriam Lockhart, was buried there. She said she didn't call police because she didn't want anyone to cut her mom during an autopsy. Well, now there definitely will be one of those. Of course, we'll let you know what the GBI finds. Now to Hancock County, where a man has been charged with murder after investigators found a decomposing body in a bag. 33-year-old Christopher Dimmons is in custody in Aiken County. Tuesday, Aiken County deputies took him to jail after they found him wandering a Beach Island roadway, apparently under the influence of drugs. Well, now investigators think he's responsible for the death of that still unidentified victim found decomposing in a bag on Friday. He's charged with malice murder and will be sent to jail in Hancock County to answer to those much more serious charges there. Investigators are expecting the autopsy results in the Tina Prince case in the next couple of days. Investigators found the body of who they believe is Prince on Friday on a rural road just outside of Sandersville. A lot of questions still remain about the events leading up to her death. Prince disappeared May 28th after stepping outside Puebla's restaurant to take a phone call during dinner with her family. They never heard from her again. 31-year-old Aaron Adams is charged with concealing Prince's death and giving false statements to police. Deputies say they can't bring a murder charge until the coroner gives an official cause of death, which will come in that autopsy report. Of course, we're continuing to follow this. We'll keep you updated once we learn more. The FDA approving new treatment for Alzheimer's disease. The drug is the first new treatment in nearly 2 decades, but as Sarah Dolph reports, not everyone is on board.
In the fight against Alzheimer's, a new potential weapon just approved by the FDA.
It's an historic day.
The agency giving the green light Monday to aducanumab, which targets protein buildups in the brain.
By clearing out this protein, we seem to have sort of a reduction in the progression of the disease.
Not a cure, but the first therapy approved to treat the disease since 2003, and a controversial move by the FDA. In November, an advisory panel of outside experts recommended against approving aducanumab, saying there wasn't enough evidence to show it worked. The agency today acknowledging that while the expert community has offered differing perspectives on the drug's data, it feels the benefits outweighed the risks of the therapy. The Alzheimer's Association encouraged by the decision.
They will have the opportunity and potential to access something that could change their life.
Patients like Rhonda Chant, who participated in clinical studies, encouraged by the availability of a new treatment.
I would think there's a lot of other patients like me that say the same thing. Like, let's just get it on it. We'll take the, if it's not 100%, I'll take take the other percent and see if this could help us.
A contentious decision giving hope to the millions of Americans living with Alzheimer's.
The FDA is requiring clinical trials of the treatment to continue post-approval. The agency will still be able to pull the drug from the market if future data shows that it doesn't work. The Supreme Court has ruled in for the court not to take the case. Fisher-Price and its parent company in the hot seat today on Capitol Hill. House committee members say they knowingly put profit over people's safety after dozens of babies died while using one of their products. Deborah Alfarone has the latest.
We trusted a name brand and we were wrong.
Erica Richter says her baby Emma died while using the Fisher-Price Rock and Play sleeper. She became emotional during her statement to the House Oversight Committee.
Now this is all I have left to remember my daughter. Her outfit from the hospital that still smells like her.
A newly released report links dozens of infant deaths to the once popular sleeper in the 10 years it was on the market. Company executives say they're actually investigating as many as 97 deaths. The product was voluntarily recalled in 2019 in the U.S., though it was banned in Australia, the UK, and Canada nearly a decade before that.
This is a national scandal. It is breathtakingly irresponsible.
The Rock and Play sleeper put babies at a 30-degree angle, though leading pediatricians say babies should sleep flat on their backs. The committee report shows that the company had no independent research showing that it was safe for babies to sleep at that angle.
You only acted because you got caught red-handed, knowingly selling a dangerous product.
But company executives say they did conduct research and other factors could be at play.
The phenomenon of SIDS, which is one situation where young babies die suddenly, this is a nightmare for every young parent. In addition, in some cases, babies were not strapped.
Now the company is recalling all its sleeper products, including the 4-in-1 Rock and Glide Soother, which has been linked to 4 infant deaths. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
More than 4.7 million Rock and Play sleepers were sold before the recall. Federal lawmakers are pushing for Congress to strengthen the Consumer Product Safety Act. A North Carolina high school senior being denied his diploma temporarily after school officials say he violated the dress code. You might have seen this on social media. We've got more next. Riley?
And we are tracking very heavy rain across the area. We do have a flood advisory just outside the Augusta metro, but heavy rain currently from Evans to Augusta, even towards Aiken. I'll look at radar in that forecast next.
When the rain, pick up the phone, call now for Leaf Guard.
You may have already heard about this on social media. It is being shared and going viral everywhere. But an apparent dress code violation is preventing a North Carolina student from getting his diploma, at least temporarily, they say. And it's got a lot of people upset. This incident where the teenager wore a Mexican flag now has a lot of people talking. Leanne Denyer speaks with the teenager about what happened.
It was a day to celebrate a milestone, graduation from Asheboro High School for senior Ever Lopez.
Well, when I got up there, I went for the handshake, trying to get my cover, whatever it was. And she's like, you can't be wearing that. And I was in shock, I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you can't be wearing that flag. It's a distraction. I was like, no way, you're telling me this right now.
The district says Ever violated the graduation dress code by wearing the Mexican flag around his shoulders. He wasn't given his diploma.
I don't see this as a distraction. I'm just representing what I came from,
A statement from the district reads in part, we strongly support our students' expressions of their heritage in the appropriate time and place. It goes on to say we continue working to resolve this issue with the student and his family so that he will receive his diploma from Asheboro High School. He has worked very hard and we want to commend him on this great achievement. Classmates, friends, and parents joined Ever outside the school Friday, demanding the district give Ever his diploma to free Ever's diploma.
It hurt everybody, especially us Hispanics. It's hurting us. We have family coming here to give us a better life. That's what every parent says: give us a better life.
They wanted to show their support and urge the district to change its policies for graduation to allow students to more fully express themselves during the ceremony.
You shouldn't have to apologize to get a diploma that he spent years in school to earn his diploma. They didn't earn the diploma, he did. And to just take it away because he's showing his heritage, it's not right.
In a document sent to school families on Canvas, the dress code states that students need to dress up and that sandals or tennis shoes are not appropriate. Rules about decorating regalia are not listed on that document. The ceremony streamed on Facebook Live. The video shows Ever appearing to start to take the flag off before walking on.
I just want something to change, they should change the rules, allow us to represent our stuff, be ourselves. Yeah, and get my diploma back.
School officials say this incident has been, quote, misrepresented across a number of social media platforms. They say they're also evaluating the matter for future events, including graduations. Check this out. Heavy rainfall in parts of eastern Oklahoma today. Storms that began overnight continued into the afternoon across Tulsa. Look at that. According to the National Weather Service, between 3 and 7 inches have fallen, with some isolated reports of more than 10 inches, leaving many drivers stranded. We say this time and time again, if you see a puddle like that, turn around, don't drown. It takes an incredibly small amount of water for your car to float like that. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale, I've heard you give that warning so many times, but you know what? Anytime we can say that, it's a good thing.
Absolutely, Meredith. And we're having actually our share of some flooding issues out there this afternoon. We do have some heavy rain that has been moving close to the Augusta Metro. We do have this flood advisory in effect until 5:45 p.m. for portions of Richmond and Aiken County. This area highlighted in green right here has received 1 to 2 inches of rainfall already, and an additional 1 to 2 will be possible as these storms continue. You can see all this red color on the radar. That's showing very high intensity rainfall, over 1 inch per hour rain rates wherever you see that red color. So that's where it would cause some issues for poor drainage areas, low-lying areas. That's where we would have these flooding issues. And this is another good storm that just moved over Peach Country and Edgefield and Saluda County, just moved past Ward, about to head towards downtown Saluda and Lake Murray as well. Not ideal lake conditions for the rest of the afternoon into this evening. There's definitely lightning with these storms, but they're not severe. Heavy rain is really going to be the main threat we're tracking with these for the next several hours. This is in the southern CSRA portions of Jefferson County near Wadley, Louisville. You're about to get hit with this thunderstorm, and just on the west side of Waynesboro, Vidette in western Burke County, you're starting to see some very heavy rain pick up. A wide look at the region, you can see a lot of green on the map. So for the next several hours, we're going to continue to see this rain threat continue. And what's going to happen is this rain-cooled air just kind of pushes out from underneath these storms. It pushes out what's called outflow boundaries, and those can collide with one another and create new showers and thunderstorms. So we're going to see that process play out at least through sunset and most likely even a couple hours after sunset tonight. But this is our pattern. We have our Bermuda high sitting off the Atlantic coast, drawing in moisture-rich air from the south. Makes it very easy for the sun to come out and just produce these pop-up showers and storms very efficiently. So that's going to be our pattern again heading into tomorrow. Here's a current look over our Grovetown live eye. We were looking at a really good downpour over Evans just about 15 minutes ago, but it looks like just kind of some light rain currently here by the live eye. 74 degrees as this rain has helped cool us off drastically. It is down into the mid-70s, but very humid air in place, so not expecting that temperature to drop too much as we head into tonight. But through this evening into tonight, we do have just this low risk to see flash flooding, mainly just for that heavy rain rates we're seeing with storms for at least the next couple of hours. Could produce some just flash flooding in those problem areas, poor drainage, low-lying. If you live in a high spot or you don't usually flood with these heavy thunderstorms, I wouldn't anticipate you see too many issues. But the best way to stay on top of the weather, next couple of days, we're going to continue to see a lot of storms out there. Have your First Alert weather app ready to go. We do have an interactive radar in the app, so you can track those storms. And there's actually a future cast on it, so you can see where they're going as well. Now, through Wednesday, the rain chance is looking pretty good, mainly afternoon, but even can't rule out some morning showers the next couple of days. Thursday, Friday, looking hotter, but isolated as way of coverage of storms.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. We needed rain, just maybe not quite this much.
Chopra Meditation and Wellbeing is the app of the day.
It is for iPhones and iPads only at this point. But hey, you know what? Could be priceless if it works for you. Riley.
Well, do be very careful if you are planning on being out on the roads the next couple of hours. We've seen some very heavy rain, still have a flood advisory in effect just outside of Augusta. I have an update on radar and that forecast just after the break.
When it comes to the best part is that this pain-relieving treatment is covered by Medicare and most major health insurance plans.
Well, it's been a very wet afternoon for us, and we're expecting this pattern to hold steady over the next couple of days. Heavy downpours do look likely the rest of this evening. We'll do the same thing tomorrow, and we're going to continue to see this marginal flash flood risk stick around for us, mainly just causing issues for those flood-prone areas, low-lying and poor drainage. Here's a current hour loop of the last Doppler Max radar loop we had for you, showing a lot of rain across the area, definitely heavy in some places. We do have this flood advisory in effect for portions of Richmond and Aiken County until 5:45 p.m. So we still have about 20 minutes left on that advisory there. The next couple of days, we are expecting those high rain chances, going to stay very humid as well. The humidity will keep those high temperatures close into the mid-80s tomorrow, but getting back into the 90s Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, that coverage looks more isolated, but heading into the weekend, those rain chances going back up.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for that, Riley. Richard Rogers in the studio as we speak. He's joining me for the next round of news coming up in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
When we say we're your